so scared. Okay. Hi YouTube world, it is me, Planet Eros, and I am back with yet another video. And this is like a heavy topic. Like, I'm sure it's something you all know if you all follow me on social media, if you all are keen to listening to some of the things I say on my channel, but this is the official video of me coming out and saying I am transgender. Yeah. That's so weird saying because I'm like, I talk about it so freely in my videos, but like saying it just outright is weird. I would not be here today without, you know, people on social media, my role models, people I look up to who have given me strength to be open with who I am and accept me for who I am despite the way the world looks at black trans women. So, yes, I owe it to them for getting me here where I am today. So thank you to everyone, every black trans woman who's on social media who is advocating for our rights and just basically living in their truth despite, despite all the shortcomings we have to go through. So, if you do not know what transgender is, it is identifying as the opposite sex you were born as. So me, I was born as a male, but I identify as a female. Therefore, I am a trans black woman. Oh, this is crazy. So, yeah. I can give you a little backstory about my life. When I was younger, I was always wanting to be friends with the girls, wanting to play with girl things. I played in my mom's makeup when I wasn't supposed to. I even snuck to school and wore her clothes underneath my clothes. And I would take my clothes off and then walk around school in her clothes. And back then I didn't know that I was wanting to be a woman. Like I didn't have the knowledge or the terminology to express or explain myself and what I was feeling. So as I grew up, I understood myself as being a gay male because that was all the representation I was getting for people who looked like me and who were, expressing themselves as me and just, doing what I was doing basically. I was going around wearing makeup. I was identifying as a male, so I was like, okay, and I was attracted to males as well, so I was like, okay, I'm a gay male, gay black male. So that's where I was going up to like high school. So my family and my friends, mostly my family, the men on my family, they were always like, why you walk like that? Why you always running like a girl? Why you always hanging with the girls? Why is your body? Why are your hands like that? Why are you talking with your hands? Stuff like that. I was like, I don't know. This is the way I am. And they was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, you're not supposed to be doing that. You have to act manly. So I kind of had like an identity crisis because the way I felt naturally acting was what I seen. Like, most of my family are women, and that's what I grew up around. That's what I was influenced by. That's where I get my mannerisms from, the way I talk, the way I act, everything, down to the way my body moves. Like, I get my mannerisms from the women in my family, mostly my mother. And just as growing up, hearing that from both genders of my family, both the men and the women, saying I was too feminine, I was hanging out with too many girls, I had too many girlfriends, why I didn't have any guy friends. I was like, I don't know, I don't relate to them, they don't relate to me, and they don't make an effort to be my friend, even though I would like to be their friend. Like, I got up to like high school, middle school, junior high school, I faced a lot of bullying because that's where I was really coming into terms with who I was. Like, that's when I knew the label of me of being gay. Like, yeah. So I would talk to my friends. I'm like, yeah, I think I'm gay. Like, I didn't really have to tell them because they knew and they were accepting of me being gay. So I was there being gay, and I had this crush on this white boy, this Mormon boy, and we kind of like, I guess he was okay with it. We kind of started talking. It was the weirdest thing ever, but that turned into him telling the whole school I was gay when I was in my feelings thinking like, we're talking, we're like best friends, we're like going to get together. But he just like flipped the script and went around and told the whole school I was gay. And the male friends that I did have, because I played it off like I wasn't gay. Okay, so I had a plenty of male friends, like a good amount. Like I was pretty popular in middle school. But once that came out, once like exposed me, I lost a significant amount of my male friends. Like in an instant, it was like snap, they're gone. And I was hurt. Like I didn't know why I deserved that. I didn't know why there was something wrong with me being who I was. Like I wasn't. I mean, I was kind of taught that it was wrong because I was raised in a Christian household, but at the same time, like I just really didn't understand. Like, why are people so evil? Why are people so mean? Just because I like the same sex and because I'm feminine and things of that nature. Through high school, um, that's when I was starting to wear makeup, starting to plan my mom's makeup. Like, I would sneak in her. Once she went off to work early in the morning, so I was at home alone with my little brother. We would get ready for school. I'd take him to his bus stop, then I go to my bus stop, and I'd get her mascara, put on her mascara, and that was like my first introduction to makeup and like really all things feminine. Like, put on her perfumes, her Bath and Body Works perfumes, and her clothes. Like I said, I put her jeans on underneath my jeans, and then when I got to school, I'd take my jeans off, and I'm in her skinny jeans with a crop top and mascara on. And I was feeling my oats, like I was feeling cute because I was expressing who I was without actually knowing who I was. So through high school, I began to experiment, began to come fully to terms with who I was, how I wanted to present, but with that, I faced even more bullying from underclassmen. It's weird because I started to face the bullying when I was a junior slash sophomore. So like freshmen and sophomores were bullying me. They were calling me the F slur, just saying like you're F slur, like right. So I was facing a lot of that, and that was the peak of my depression. Like all that hate, like I could feel people's stares at me because they were like, "Who is that? Like, what the fuck is he doing?" Like, I felt that, and when you feel that, when you feel like you're being ostracized or outcasted by a whole fucking population, and then there's only a few people who like you, it's intimidating. It's fucking scary because you're like, "What the heck is wrong with me?" So I fell into a deep, deep, deep depression, and to the point where I was crying every day. I started cutting myself. I attempted suicide about 3 or 4 times in the span of those 4 years of high school. And it was crazy. Like, I had many of breakdowns, mental breakdowns because of my identity, because of hiding who I am, because of having to feel like, I can't be myself without all this hate. And it got to the point where I was acting out at home. I was being disrespectful because my mother wasn't really. She was okay with me being gay, but she was like, I have these gay friends. They don't act feminine, so why are you acting feminine? And I was like, I have no idea. This is just the way I am. This is the way I act. I've been this way since I was a little child. But it got to the point where I was punching walls, breaking my phones. I was getting violent because I was fed up. Like, there was no way for me to express my feelings without hurting myself or hurting other things. And it got to the point where my mom called my father. He came up to Ohio and we had a talk, and he was like, why are you acting this way? Why are you acting out? It got to the point where I felt like my mother and my father were pressuring me to come out because I knew they knew what was going on. And to the point where I was having a panic attack. Like, I was hyperventilating. I was crying my eyes out because I'm like, they're forcing me to come out and I don't want to do that. Like, I'm not ready to come out to him because my mother knows, but my father didn't. So I'm crying, I'm bawling. My mom was like, breathe, just breathe. And then she was like, don't say anything, just breathe. But I was like, no, like y'all are obviously here because y'all want me to come out. Like, I knew my parents knew because like what parent doesn't know that their child is like different or something, you know? So I'm bawling, I'm hyperventilating, I'm having my panic attack, and I come out and say I'm gay. And he was like, you're what? And I was like, I'm gay. And it was just like, he said he loved me for who I am, but like he needed time. Like, I don't understand. I don't really understand parents like, oh, I need time, blah 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 blah. Like, I don't get it. But like, yeah, I was there. He left. He went back to Alabama, like he did, whatever. And yeah, like things happened to me in the past where he would ask me like, is this why you're gay? Blah blah blah. Rude, disrespectful questions, out of the wall questions that didn't apply to what happened to me. And that was the breaking point of my relationship with my father, until the point I cut him off in my senior year of high school. Or lies. Cut him off my sophomore year of college. So for about a year now. So up until this point, you know, I've been wearing makeup, blah blah blah. I started my YouTube channel, and my mom, and like I started my YouTube channel sophomore year. Yes, October. Oh shoot, October sophomore year. That's when I started my YouTube channel. I was in school, so my mom didn't really know I was doing makeup, anything like that. Like, not to the extent that I'm doing it. So fast forward to summer 2019. No, yeah, summer 2019. I had to keep up with my YouTube channel, so I was doing videos at home in my room while she went off to work. And sometimes she would come home early and catch me, and she was like, why are you wearing makeup, blah blah blah, why are you doing all of this? Like, you're a man, you're not supposed to be doing this type of thing. I'm like, girl, this is the point where I was realizing like I'm not a man, like I'm not a male. Like, this point I was identifying as non-binary, so they them, my pronouns were they them. And I tweeted that one day, and she called me like, so you're they them now? Like, what does this even mean? I'm like, I don't know how she found the tweet. Like, I don't even know how she found my Twitter, but she called me one day asking that. And I'm like, it's my pronouns. Like, I don't identify as a man. I've never felt connected to the gender of a male. And she was like, what is this? Like, I always knew you were going to do this. Like, you're always lying, blah, 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 lying about who you are, what you like. And I'm like, I lie to protect myself, first of all. Even if it's from you, I'm lying to protect myself because the world has taught me that I can't be open about who I am without backlash, without hate or violence. So I was like, yeah, that's why I lied about who I am. I'm sorry if it broke your trust with me, but sorry, that's what it is. And when she found out my pronouns are they them, she didn't really respect it. She still called me her son. She still called me a boy, a male, all of that. And fast forward to now, so summer, like in the middle of summer, 2019, yeah, in the middle of summer of 2019. Wait, what is this? 2020. Okay, sorry. This all happened in summer 2020. So this summer. So I'm like, I began to more realize who I am through my YouTube and through my interactions with trans women on the internet. And I'm like, I'm a trans woman. Like, I realized this probably August, no, not August, probably June or July, one of those months. I realized that this year. I feel like deep down I always knew, but I was scared to open up about it, to give it a label, because, you know, the inequalities and the violence that black trans women face, it's scary. It kind of pushed me away from coming out for it for many of years, but it got to the point where I was tired of lying about myself, tired of being trapped inside of this body. So I came out on Twitter, blah, blah, blah. Like, I am a non-binary trans femme. So I was still using they, them, and sometimes she, her. Around August, right before I was leaving for school, my brother and I got into this fight, like this really bad fight. Like, my brother, he's 17 years old. He is very impressionable by who he hangs out with. So he acts how his friends act towards people like me. So he was like, "Why are you wearing all this makeup? Blah blah blah. Like, why are you doing makeup? I'm gonna tell mom." I'm like, "Mom already knows, but go ahead." Like, he would just threaten me and blackmail me to do things for him in order for, like, to keep myself, what I do, a secret from my mother. Yeah, we got into this really bad fight. My mom is home one day, and my brother and I are downstairs. I'm making cookies, and he's like, "Make me some cookies." And I'm playfully saying, "No, I'm not making you shit. Like, that's how I am." But I was gonna make him the cookies. And he took that seriously. And he was like, "F word, make me the cookies." I'm like, "Don't call me that. Like, that's disrespectful. You're not allowed to say that if you're not within the community. And you're definitely not allowed to say that about your freaking sibling." Like, at the time, he thinks I'm his brother. So I said, "You're not allowed to say that about your brother." And he was like, "I can say what I want. You're being rude. You're not going to make me eat cookies." And I'm like, "And I'm not like you. I'm not rude and disrespectful. Like, I'm going to make you the cookies. Like, I'm a nice person despite everything that happens to me. I still am keen on being positive and just being a light in the world." So I'm like, "I'm going to make you the cookies. So there's nothing to be going off about." And he was like, "No, no. Like, you're not going to make me cookies. You effing F word." So at that point, I'm getting upset to the point where I'm just losing control of my body. So I go up to him, put him on a chokehold against the wall. Mind you, this boy is 6 feet. He's taller than me by like 2 inches, and he's stronger than me. So he's 6 feet. I'm so angry. Like, I muster up enough courage and strength to put him in a chokehold against the wall, and then we're there fighting. Blah blah blah. And my mom is hearing us. She's like, "What the f is going on?" Blah blah blah. And my brother goes upstairs to tell me. And my mother was like, "Why are you putting your hands on him?" I said, "Because he called me the F word. Like, he's not allowed to call me that." And she was like, "But that's what you are. So you have no right to be putting your hands on someone." I said, "That's not okay. Like, say a white person comes up to you and calls you the N word. You're just gonna be like, 'Oh, that's what I am, so I can't do anything about it.'" Like, no, like, I was fed up with it because I've gone through that for years, many of years. I was like, I can't keep dealing with this. Like, he's abusive to me in, like, the sense where he likes to fight me. I can't do anything because he's stronger than me and physically bigger than me. And my mother, she's just always been mentally abusive, calling me names and stuff like that, you know, just slurs. And I'm like, I can't keep going on with this. That's when I just went to Twitter, and I'm like, I keep getting faced with mental violence and physical violence. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do. And, you know, Twitter, my followers know that I'm trans, but my family doesn't. And I'm like, I can't keep going on with this. And they were like, "Sis, you need to make a GoFundMe. You need to raise funds for you to get out to a safe place so you can start being who you are without all this backlash." And I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people where I have to ask for someone's help in order for me to live. But it was getting to the point where I'm here, in this situation, I can't physically be here. Otherwise, I'm fearing for my life from someone else's hands or the life in my hands. So I was like, I gotta change. I gotta make a change. So that day, I made my GoFundMe. I tweeted it out, gained attention. The money started rolling in. And a couple of days before I left for school, my mother somehow found my GoFundMe on my Instagram account. I don't know how she finds my social media accounts like crazy. Like I don't know how, but she found it, and she called my name. And the way she called my name, I knew it. I knew what she was calling me for. Like my heart was already pounding before I went into her room, and she was like, "What is this?" I said, "It's my GoFundMe." And she's like, "What is it? Like, what is this for?" And I'm like, to raise money so I can get out because I'm tired of being here in this mentally and physically abusive household. And she was like, "We're not mentally and physically abusive." I said, "Yes, you are. First of all, my brother is always fighting me. You seem to never do anything about it. Just say, don't put your hands on people. You don't punish him. You don't reprimand him. But I get reprimanded for defending myself when he does do stuff like that. And then you're always calling me slurs and things and just putting me down." And I'm like, I can't keep doing this. Like, I have a history with depression. I bottle things up because I don't have anyone to talk to. Because when I do talk to you, you be like, "Why are you doing this? Why do you feel like this? You have so much to be grateful for." Yeah, maybe I do, but when I'm lying to myself about who I am, when I'm trapped inside this body that does not match the way I identify myself, it takes a toll. And if I can express that to you without you putting me down, without you saying condescending things, I need to get out. And that's what I said to her. And she was like, "So you want to be a girl?" And I just sat there. I'm like, "You read the GoFundMe, right?" And she was like, "I don't understand this talk." I said, "Yes, you do." And I was just like, "Yes, I want to be a girl," but I'm like, "I don't want to be a girl. I am a girl." And she was like, "No, like, so you've lied to me all these years. When I asked you, do you want to be a girl?" I'm like, "Yeah, you understand why I lied, because I was going to get this same reaction." I don't like arguing. I don't like confrontation. Like, confrontation is not. I just don't do well with confrontation. That's why I had to cut my father off, because every time he called me, it was confrontation. Because he just switched up when he found out I was gay. Like, he switched up when I came out. So it was just some real badass confrontation. I'm like, I can't do this. So I walked out of the room. I'm like, I can't. It's just like, so you're just gonna walk out and not address the problem? Like, say, yes, you know me. I don't do confrontation. I don't do the yelling. That's not me. I shut down. Like, I will not function. Like, I will not respond. Like, I don't like confrontation. I don't like arguing. So I didn't talk to her like for the rest of the day. And then she came into my room at night and she was like, "So what is this? Like, why all of a sudden? Like, why are you doing this to us, making me seem like I'm a bad person?" I said, "I'm not making you seem like a bad person. I just need to get out because this place is not conducive for my health, mentally nor physically. I'm just taking actions to better myself. I'm sorry." Like, and then she just, like, I was getting upset because she wasn't understanding, or she wasn't trying to understand. She wasn't trying to listen to me. Everything I said, she had like something to refute it with. Like, she was just listening to respond. And I'm like, if you're not going to allow me to talk, allow me to explain myself, what's the point in me even talking to you about this? So she walked out of my room, and I was like, so be it. And for some time now, it's currently November. Wait, it's currently October, and she she still misgenders me. She still calls me her son. I mean, it hurts, but like I told her, mother, if you can't address me correctly, please don't address me at all. Like, I hate for it to be that way, but like it's to the point where you're starting to spark on my gender dysphoria, because I'm finally have a little bit of freedom at school to, be myself, to present myself as the way that I know I am. And then you're here calling me a man, calling me your son, And it's just like, mother, you can't do that. You can't address me that way. And she's like, I'm mourning the death of my son. Like, I'm losing my son. And it's in my head, I'm like, it's just very selfish of you to mourn the death of your son, but you still have your child here. And I'm attempting to make myself happy. You're so selfish to ignore my happiness. And I'm like, I can't say that because I was raised to be respectful. Like I'm so passive in that way. Like I can't speak up for myself because that's how I was raised. Like for my elders, I can't speak up. Like I was raised in a Christian household, black at that, and you have to respect your elders. Like if you were raised in a black Christian household, respect your elders, respect your elders, respect your elders. Even if they're in the wrong, respect your elders and act like nothing they're doing is wrong. It's a lot because the scrutiny that I face on social media and to get and extend the same scrutiny from my mother is hurtful because I mean I value her opinion. I love her. Like she's my everything. She was there when my father wasn't there. She did so much for me, and I'm like I don't want to sever another relationship with my mother, but if it comes to that, that's what it has to be. And I just think she's having a hard time accepting it, having a hard time understanding it, wrapping her head around it. And I just believe with time, healing is going to come in her part. She's going to just, be like, okay, this is my child. She is a transgender woman, and I have to accept that because she still loves me, but it's like I can love you, but I can not accept, not agree with what you do. I'm like, yeah, to an extent, but you can't disrespect me about it. You can't constantly misgender me. And yeah, that's where I am currently. At school, being myself. I mean, you see on YouTube, and if you follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you see I'm happy. I'm happy with my decision. I started hormone replacement therapy 3 days ago, and I'm ecstatic. Like, I'm finally taking control of my life. Finally becoming the woman I was born to be. Like, it's an amazing feeling. It's a bittersweet feeling because I'm happy, but the people that I want to be happy for me most likely will not be. Most likely will be shunned out by my family. I will be not invited to not invited to family functions, not able to see my baby cousins, all of that because they're stuck in this old fashioned way of looking at life. They're stuck in that way of kids should not be introduced to these type of things when these type of things are regular people that they see every day, that they will experience when they grow up. So what are they going to be like? What are these type of people? You should educate them when they're young. Fear of coming out again, like coming out is such a burden. It's such a toll on your body, physically, mentally. Like it's exhausting. It takes so much out of you to do. I thought me coming out as trans was going to lift the weight of me coming out as gay, but in a way I feel 100 times heavier due to the fact that we're targeted by black men. We're a minority within a minority, and 90% of black people do not accept us. You come to the point where you have to say, this is enough of me hiding, this is enough of us being in the shadows, because we have to put ourselves out there in order to be seen, in order to educate cisgendered people, and to, work towards being accepted, not just in our groups, but every group in every way in all places. Me as a transgendered woman, I feel like I have to be an advocate. My presence, my identity is a political statement in itself. I didn't choose for it to be, but me walking outside, it's a political statement. I'm saying this is me. You will accept me. I'm worthy of your acceptance. I'm worthy of an everyday life, just like any other person. Like that. That is my existence. That's every open and out and proud trans woman's existence, especially a black trans woman existence. Me, I want to be that person that little trans girls look up to, the little black trans girls look up to. Like I want to be that example because when I was younger, I didn't have that person to look up to. I had to find it through the internet. It was a lot of going back and forth. It was a lot of sifting through myself, saying, this is who I am. Wait, no, this is who I am. It was a lot of identity crisis happening every corner of my life. And to have someone like me that I could look up to, oh my gosh, it would be amazing. It would be a blessing. So I want to be that person to any younger transgender people. Right now, we're needed most. I mean, the us being out there, us pushing ourselves into the world, that's needed most. Like, we need to be seen. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm going to be documenting my journey, my hormone journey. And I'm gonna give you the highs and lows, like the way I feel, what's happening in my life. Like, I'm going to be transparent because I owe it to myself and I owe it to the future generations and current generations to be open so it can be easier for them, because that's what it has come to. I mean, I didn't choose to be a person to look up to, a role model, but I feel like as though that's the position I was placed in by the universe, by spirit. So that is where I am. Just showing the girls, this is what a black trans woman looks like. I mean, I'm not the definition of one. There's no set definition, no set standard. I mean, when I look in the mirror, I'm still a woman. If I have no makeup on, I'm still a woman. And we need to remember that. We don't have to live up to the standards of cisgendered women to present as a woman. If you know that you're a woman, and that's the opinion that matters. And that's what I'm teaching myself now, and that's what I have learned in the beginning of my transition. Like, you can't be swayed by society's thoughts of you. You can't be swayed by society's standards of beauty. Although it can be hard to not think that way, but for your sanity, for your mental health, for your happiness, you have to do that. And I've told myself that countless times. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you all liked my openness, my truth. And there will be more videos of this nature in the near future. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I just want to say thank you. Thank yous are stupid because I'm thanking someone for being a good human being, a good person, but thank you for accepting me and just being here throughout my journey. So yeah, I love y'all. Subscribe, share the video, leave comments, leave some love in the comments. Hearts, goddamn, put some brown hearts in the comments if you got this far. Just let me know you love me, okay? Because I love y'all. Alright, peace and light.